Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters, and welcome to a new segment. Today we are going to be covering a topic, and well, to make it short, the title of our segment today is "The Ends Justifies the Means," or in other words, it doesn't justify the means. The question is, does it? Today we're going to be talking about a topic that really, or we're going to talk about something that every one of us somehow must have faced it in a way, one way or the other. Today we're going to talk with, we have with us today in the studio, Brother Ala. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Alaikum salam.
Thank you very much for being with us.
It's my pleasure
to be with you today. It is our pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much.
Now, dear brothers and sisters, today our topic is going to be covering, does the end justifies the means, or doesn't it justify it? Today we're going to cover a topic because, we've chosen this particular topic because every single one of us as human beings, in our workplace, in our universities, in our studies, have all had an experience that in a very strong way is very related to this small saying. Now, being with our brother Ala, now our brother Ala, the end doesn't justify the means, and this was what we were talking about before we came into the studio. What do you mean by that? And if you could tell us, what is your comment about the ends doesn't justify the means? And more or less we would like them to understand how we're relating it to them as our brothers and sisters.
The first thing I would like to differentiate between the ends and needs. The ends and means.
Yes.
The ends are what you aim at,
yes,
what you work for, your destination.
Yes.
And the means, your steps, your approach, your way to reach these ends, or these goals. Yes. Some people say it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do in order, as long as you get what you want.
As long as you achieve your goal.
Yes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the way you seek, or the way you take in order to achieve your goals. Absolutely, this is wrong. So, if you try to achieve your goals, you have to choose the right means or the right ways to achieve these goals.
Of course, of course.
So I divided this topic into 4 parts. The first part, or the first point, which is noble ends and ignoble means. The second one is ignoble ends and noble means. The third one is ignoble ends and ignoble means.
Yes.
The last one is noble ends and noble means.
Yes. I'm sorry, just before you go into the topic any further, there are 2 things I would like to say to our brothers and sisters. Now, first of all, to quickly put you brothers and sisters into the topic of what we're talking about is the means to your end. Whatever a person wants to do, whether if it's on a small scale, does it, no matter your goal, does it justify this way that you follow? Now, this is what Brother Ala will be talking about. Now, while Brother Ala is giving us his comments about this, I would like you, brothers and sisters, to call in and tell us your opinion and your comments. How many times have you faced a situation where people achieved their ends, regardless of the means? How did that affect you? How did you see that? Do you think that is correct? Do you think that is right? And what is your opinion about what Islam, our religion, says about this? And this is what we want to talk about, even on the smallest scale. I'm sorry, Brother Ala, for interrupting. Please continue. You were saying that you divided into 4 parts.
All right.
You mentioned the 4 parts.
Yeah. The first, we'll be talking about the first part, which is noble ends and ignoble means.
Yes.
So noble ends means good ends, good goals.
So you have good goals.
Good intentions.
But.
And vicious, or like bad or evil, are not good, are not appropriate.
So that's one path where you have noble ends, but
and
you have to but people use ignoble means
in order in order to reach their ends. For example, like lying on a CV or resume, for example.
Because you need a job. It's noble.
Yeah.
But then to get the job, you might need to lie about something.
You lie. You write like some certificates. You write some. You mention some courses or so on. You didn't take these things,
Yes.
and you just write them in order to get in, or in order to
increase your chances of getting a job.
to get
for
the
example.
job. Yeah. So these means are not appropriate, are not legal at all, because you cheat people.
That's true.
Also, someone will say,
it's simple. You're lying, and it goes without saying, in Islam, lying is considered.
and people say that it's the only way to reach the job. They think that this is the only way to reach the job, and this is
That is true. That is true. A lot of people are convinced, Brother Ala, that the
Yeah.
only way to do this is really to use, how do I say, inappropriate means, as you just mentioned. Please carry on. Carry on.
So
This is very
they think that this inappropriate means will achieve what they want.
Yes.
And sometimes it works, by the way.
It does, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
sometimes it works
unfortunately.
with some people, that they get what you want,
And
what they want
yes.
indirectly.
And this is what we're talking about, brothers and sisters. We have, even me, I guess, and even you, Brother Ala, we've been in a situation where we've seen this with our own eyes. We've seen other people achieve goals with means. And then this makes us ask ourselves, why not me?
Yeah.
I mean, A'udhu Billah, this is where we have the devil comes
Yeah.
in to stand beside us and ask us this question, why not me too?
Yeah. So just to let you know that when people just do this in order to reach their needs, they will reach. Some people, as we said
Yes.
earlier, they reach their needs.
Yes.
Or their ends.
Yes.
But absolutely, it doesn't long for a long time.
We have a phone call, Brother Yusuf from Egypt. Salamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
Welcome,
barakatuh.
Brother Yusuf. Welcome.
Thank you. That's a nice episode, a nice topic. And
Thank you very
important.
much. Thank you, Jazakallah.
I wanted to share my thoughts with you and the guest.
Please, Brother Yusuf, please.
Yes. As you mentioned, and it's very clear in the Islamic Sharia that
Yes.
any means that leads to haram or something that's unlawful in Islamically,
Yes.
it itself is unlawful, and that's an Islamic concept, not only in terms of prohibition and lawful things and unlawful things. It also gives us as Muslims a clear perspective of what we're doing in our lives and what we're targeting and what we aim into. That anything that we aim to, we have to use only good means and good techniques to reach with good intention.
Yes.
And that means that it only can be any means that justifies an end. If this end is the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Of course.
Because every means that let us reach the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would be a good aim, and it's the only case that we accept such means in any term.
Yes.
And I want to you and the guest to give us some practical tips in order to apply this rule.
Yes.
And Jazakumullah khair.
Thank you very, very much, mashallah. Those comments were truly very, very nice and appropriately put. Thank you very much, Brother Yusuf. That is very good. Jazakallah kullu khair. Yes, please, Brother Ala.
So, as we were saying, lying on CV, for example.
As an example, yes.
Yeah, as an example. Or also cheating in the exam. Some people think that, okay, I'm going to get like my certificate and work.
Yes.
Yeah, why you prevent me from doing this? I will do this in order to reach this. So I'm using, like, as we said, despicable means in order to reach
Yes, that is very true.
good, noble ends. So I need to get a job in order to work, in order to be able to obey Allah.
That's
so I will do this. So
That's what you were talking about, having the noble ends, but ignoble means.
yes, and also this happened with some people. Like I remember Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, may Allah be pleased with him.
Wow.
And he saw some people in the masjid. They were just sitting in rings and so on, and they were having some stones, and someone of them is standing in front of them
Yes.
and saying Sabbihu mi'a, say Subhanallah 100 times, and then say Allahu Akbar 100 times. So he said, what are you doing? The Prophet ﷺ didn't do this. You are just doing this. You're coming with something new. or you're saying that the Prophet didn't fully addressed his message. So he said, like, a lot of people want good things or hope for good things, but they can't reach. So it matters what you do. Some people say it doesn't matter what you do, it's matter how you say it. So no, it matters how you say it. It matters how you do it. So you have to think about your means and perfect your means in order to get these noble ends.
Giving an extra example, an example that I had told you of earlier on. There is a brother in one of our neighboring African countries who happens to be a salesperson in a mobile shop. And in that mobile shop, they don't really give fixed salaries. They depend solely on commissions.
Yeah.
And he tries to be as honest as possible. But of course, his colleagues happen to sell a lot more than he does. He realized that they sell because they have this attitude of, talking and taking it by voice and, putting a lot of options that probably are in there and emphasizing on things that are probably not very important. He doesn't really do that. But then he got to a point where he said to himself, I need to live. I need to live. I mean, to him, I need to live and provide for my family. That is a noble end.
Yes.
But then, unfortunately, he started talking to me about the means he followed through. And to be honest, he is quite very worried about all this time that he's been doing this. And he's looking at himself right now and he's asking, how am I looked upon by Islam?
Look, this man, he didn't try to use like ignoble means in order to reach his noble ends. And these people, they use these means in order to reach to what they want, and they got it. But as I told you earlier, they got it just for a short time. It's not gonna last for long. So to tell to this guy, you have to wait. You have to believe that your rizq will come to you. You have to believe that what is written for you, you'll be seen.
Very good.
So do not bother yourself by about what you get. You will get what you deserve. You will get what you deserve. So don't worry about this. So just keep working, keep exerting your effort. And some students, by the way, some students, some people are studying a lot, they are hard workers, they are studious. And some people, other students, they get high marks and they get excellent and so on. And these people that they work hard and they exert lots of efforts, they don't get this. So you didn't get a high mark in your school or in your college, but later on you will get this. So do not be in a hurry. Maybe you didn't take it this time, you will take it later.
Next time.
Maybe in this life, maybe in the hereafter. So do not, you are Muslims, so you have to be, or you have to be standing on solid feet.
That's true.
Because you believe in Allah. You believe that Allah will give you what you deserve. So don't worry about it. Don't worry that this person knows how to say it. And you know how to do it, but you don't know how to say it. I remember I was teaching my students today a play called King Lear for Shakespeare. So, and King Lear, he has 3 daughters. So, and he wanted to divide his kingdom between his
children,
his daughters. So he had 3 daughters, but he said he brought a map, and this is his kingdom, and he divided it into 3 parts because he had 3 daughters. So he said, the one who will prove my love and will tell me how much she loves me, so I will give her its part. So the first 2 daughters, they know how to say it, and they said, well, but fake words, as he mentioned, empty words. So they got what they want, and the younger daughter, the one who loved her father
Yes.
truly, she couldn't say. She said, I love you as I love a father, as a child
Yeah.
loves a father.
Of course.
So she couldn't express herself. She couldn't say, she couldn't express her love to her father. So she didn't get, for the time being, she didn't get what her father
Yes.
assigned for them.
Yes.
And he divided her part to the other daughters. But at the end, these two daughters were ungrateful, and they dealt with their father in a very bad way. And at the end, he admitted that his daughter,
Was
and
yes.
he got it at the end.
Yes, we have a phone call from Sister Mona, Egypt. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Mona. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I want to welcome Assalamu alaikum. I want to welcome Mr. Ali first.
Thank you.
He is my teacher.
Ah, mashallah, very
Yeah.
good.
And actually, I want to say that Mr. Ali, he was the reason, and Amin actually to totally change my life.
Mashallah, mashallah.
I want to thank him for the first. And then I will say something about the topic you are talking about.
Please.
Actually, I used to work as a pharmacist, and working as a pharmacist in a pharmacy, and in this work, we actually face a lot of means that doesn't
That's true.
يعني that doesn't يعني
That are not appropriate.
yeah
Yes.
it's not يعني it's not ترضي ربنا سبحانه وتعالى.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And actually I used to face this yes, hello?
Yes, yes, we're with you. Oh.
that's it.
Well, thank you very, very much, Sister Mona. That was very, well, hopefully you can try again, but that is correct. I do agree, yes, there are some fields where we see this a lot, as Sister Mona said, especially in the pharmaceutical industry. Yes. I'm sorry. So, again, to recap on other things, please continue. We had just finished the story of the three daughters.
Yeah.
And at the end, he had.
At the end, he discovered that his younger daughter loved him a lot, and he was sorry about what he has done, because he wasn't wise
Yes.
to do something like this. So at the end, he discovered this.
Yes.
So to this daughter and to everyone who is feeling injustice,
Yes.
or who is feeling that in this world some people are unfair,
Okay.
especially, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Because we don't have enough time. But
Yes.
you have some points that are very, very important. I would love our brothers and sisters to talk about the remaining other parts of the means and the ends. If you
We
could
just tackled the first part, which is noble ends and
Noble
ignoble
ends and
needs.
ignoble means.
Ignoble means. The second one is ignoble ends
ignoble ends.
and noble means.
Okay, so that means reaching an evil, if we might want to put it that way, an ignoble end, but you use noble means.
Yeah, some people, for example, they do good things, but they want something ignoble,
Yes.
something bad
And we see
out
that,
of it.
We see a lot of that. We see
Yeah,
a lot of that.
and there's like a famous hadith that the first three people that will be put in fire,
Yeah.
a martyr, someone who was killed
Yes.
in a battle, and the other person is an alim, a scholar,
Yes.
and the third one is someone who is a wealthy person, and he also one of them. So the first one, who is was killed in a battle in the Holy War. So this person was fighting for something.
Yes.
When he came and he was asked in the afterlife, why did you do this? He said, I did this for the sake of Allah. So Allah said to him, no, you're a liar. You didn't do this for the sake of Allah.
That's true.
You did this in order to be mentioned as a courageous person, as a
Yes,
brave person.
yes.
The second one, who is someone who learned Quran and who sought knowledge and who taught Quran and this knowledge to people. So he was asked, why did you do this? He said, I did this for the sake of Allah. So, no, Allah said, no, you didn't do this for the sake of Allah. You are a liar. You did this in order to be mentioned as a scholar. The other person who is wealthy, Allah gave him and bestowed His blessings on him and gave him lots of money, lots of wealth. This man spent this wealth in different things. So he was asked the same question, why did you do this? He said, I did this for the sake of Allah. But actually, Allah said, no, you didn't do this for the sake of Allah. You are a liar. You did this in order to be mentioned as a generous person. So these people, they used noble means.
Yes.
Which is like fighting in a war, jihad. So it's a noble thing.
Yes.
What is their end? What is his end?
Was to be just mentioned as a courageous
So
person.
it's not a noble
It's not
end.
a noble end.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other person, he learned Quran and taught
Quran.
Quran.
Just to be mentioned.
Look at
as a
this mean.
teacher.
Look at this mean.
We have only 2 minutes, and we want to cover the rest for our brothers and sisters.
All right.
I'm sorry
so
for rushing you, but
it's
it's important for us.
So this is the second one. The
Yes.
third one is ignoble ends
Yes.
and ignoble needs. So for example, someone wants to inherit his father and his father is still alive, for example. So he just kills his father in order to get
That's horrible. That's horrible.
the wealth. So look at the mean. The means is not good.
Both ends and the means.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is a simple example for this.
Alhamdulillah.
The last one, which is noble ends and noble
Yes.
means, and this what we are looking for.
Yes.
Which is we need to have noble ends and noble means, and this will be done if we follow the Prophet ﷺ in everything we do. If we follow our religion. So the means,
Yes.
the means that the Prophet ﷺ followed, the means that the Prophet was like an example to us. We have to do this.
Yes.
So we have two conditions
Of course.
for our deeds in order to be accepted.
Yes. Yes.
The first condition is,
Yes.
the first condition is it should be sincere to Allah. Sincerity.
Sincerity.
Yeah, the last one or the second one is following the Prophet ﷺ.
Following the Prophet.
So two
Yes, both of them go with each other.
Yes.
Well, thank you very, very much, Brother Ala. This has been something that has touched me and I was able to relate to this. Now, thank you very much, brothers. Now, dear brothers and sisters, thank you very, very much for being with us. I hope that you've definitely got what we're trying to present to you, dear brothers and sisters. Until our next segment, I'd leave you in Allah's guidance. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much.